Hello, I'm Roberta Winters, past president of the League of Women Voters of Radnor Township. As you may realize, the League of Women Voters is a nonpartisan organization. Our job is to, of course, educate people about important issues, as well as encourage voting and promote civic participation. Today I'm here with a student intern, Ava Rossi, who is a rising senior at Radnor High School. She has been working with me this summer, along with those who are advocating for the Marple Safe Coalition, which is a neighboring group. And I would like her today to work with our advocates and tell us more about what is happening in our neighborhood. Thank you, Ava.
Thank you, Roberta. It's a real pleasure to be here today. I'm passionate about the environment, and through this internship, I've been able to capitalize on my art and language skills, but best of all, I've been able to get to know some very strong advocates, Laura Snyder and Ted Ullman, who have joined us here today. Ted Ullman has been coordinating with many activities for Marple Safe. Ted, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Oh, well, yeah, sure. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me. At this point, I'm retired and working on this project. But in the past, I spent a long time in education, and after that in logistics. But right now, my main focus and the focus of this program is that I am fighting against PECO's proposed gas expansion plant that they want to put at the corner of Sproul and Cedar Grove roads in Marple Township, Delaware County. I believe that this project is bad for the local neighborhood, it's bad for the wider community, and it even has global implications. And all these different levels of environments are things that need to be considered.
Thank you, Ted. Now, Laura Snyder, can you tell us a little bit about your background?
Yes, thank you, Ava, and thank you, Roberta, for having us. I've been involved in community safety advocacy for approximately the past 8 years, primarily as a watchdog, documenting the many violations from the Mariner East pipeline construction, which is in my neighborhood and goes through all of our communities. We've had ongoing, during construction, sinkholes, spills, still monitor all the effects from it now and repairs that they're still doing on the pipes. So because of all that I've learned over the past 8 years, I am partnering with Marple Safe to kind of help them with what I've learned with community advocacy. And I also have 35 years as an occupational therapist. So this volunteer work fit in really nicely with my goals for community safety and health. So I'm really glad to be here today, and thank you.
Thank you. So just where is this gas expansion plant going to be?
Well, there should be a map up there, and if you take a look at the map, it is at the corner of Sproul Road, which is Route 320, and Cedar Grove Road in Marple Township. This is a very busy intersection. It's surrounded by residences, a large strip mall, and there's the Russell Elementary School is up. You can see a little bit of the school in the top left corner of your map there.
So what does this gas expansion plant look like?
Well, it's an industrial plant. It's going to be surrounded by high walls and fences, and it's going to have 6 large stacks coming out for the exhaust from the heaters. The way it works is that natural gas will come into the facility at 525 psi, and that gas comes out of the ground through a 12-inch pipe. From there, the gas will go through a series of heaters before it gets to the regulator, and the regulator is designed to reduce the pressure from 525 psi down to 99 psi for injection into the local natural gas distribution system.
Can I ask a question, Ted?
Yes.
I think PSI is pounds per square inch.
Yes,
So
yes.
that's like when you put the air into your tire, you get a reading. It might be like 20 pounds per square inch or 30 pounds per square inch. This is like 10 times higher than that plus some.
Yes, yeah.
Good
So
analogy.
that's what PSI is, and if you've got 40 pounds of air in your tire and you kind of press on that thing and the air comes out and makes that kind of sound, well, one of the things we're concerned about is that as this facility is going from 500 PSI down to 99 PSI, there's going to be a lot of noise coming out of that regulator, just like, the sound that comes from your tire.
Thanks, Ted. Ava, back to you.
Yeah.
You mentioned a series of heaters. Why are these heaters used?
Okay, yeah. So now that we've gone through the tire analogy, let me go with something else. If anybody is at all familiar with how a refrigerator or an air conditioner works, it's based on the principle of you pump the gas up to high pressure, and then as it goes down to a low pressure, it cools, and that's what cools your refrigerator or your air conditioner. So this gas, as it goes through the regulator, if you didn't heat it up first, then going from 525 psi down to 99 psi is going to cool the gas off below 32 degrees, and at that point, any liquid that might be in the gas is going to freeze, block up the way the valves are supposed to work, and they can't have anything freezing inside there. So they have to heat the gas before they decompress it, because otherwise decompressing will cool it too much.
Right. Okay. And as one who lives close by to the proposed reliability station, what has you most concerned?
So there are three things that I'm really worried about. First and most important is the small possibility of a catastrophic explosion. This is pretty much defined by the potential impact radius, which is 198 feet for this facility. The potential impact radius defines a circle that you really don't want to be inside that circle if any major problems were to occur. And one of the big problems with the facility here is that there are several homes and a popular restaurant inside this potential impact circle. But that's the possibility of an explosion. Secondly, we're concerned about the very real possibility of noise from the regulators and the heaters and the generators. Now, PICO, a couple years ago, did a sound study to try and allay our fears there. But the sound study that they did was very much incomplete. It only contained estimates from various contractors, and it didn't really look at, the same equipment maybe in some other location. Also, it only contained information about the regulators, and it did not have information about the noise that would come from the heaters and the generators. In addition, there would probably be noise from blowdowns. And a blowdown would be a sudden release of methane from the system into the atmosphere, either for some emergency situation or for maintenance reasons. Oh, third, we're also concerned about the pollution. Now, when the heaters are operating, they are going to emit the same amount of pollution as 28 home heating units that are going full blast in the wintertime. So, you're trying to heat the gas. They are trying to heat the gas. You're trying to heat your home. You're burning methane, and you've got a lot of carbon dioxide, and along with that, small amounts of benzene, formaldehyde, and other volatile organic compounds that are going to be in the coming out of the exhaust. So here you're going to have the the exhaust from 28 houses, all located in just one particular location. And I don't know, recently there's been some things in the news. Some people are talking about you shouldn't have gas on your stove inside your house because these trace amounts of benzene and formaldehyde and other VOCs are suddenly becoming an issue.
Laura, do you agree with Ted, and would you like to elaborate on this concern?
I do, yeah. One other issue we're really concerned about is like low-level vibration. We experience this a lot with the Mariner East pipeline construction of just this like low-level vibration that you could feel like in your body. That can be very harmful to our health, just as much as audible noises. And it can affect everything in your system, all your health systems, cardiac, everything. Anything that has fluid in your body, the low-level vibration will affect that after a time. Also, we tried to observe a gate station that would be similar to this one. It's hard to do that because PECO has not been very forthcoming as to what exactly the station's going to look like. But we think we found a similar one, and we observed at that place that houses that were 400 feet away, now at this facility they're going to be 50 feet away. We observed chandeliers shaking. We observed person had like a cup of water on the table, and the water just had ripples in it. And this is ongoing in their house. So that's pretty traumatic. Right. So that's a big concern.
And Ted, do you think this reliability station will impact the air you breathe in your neighborhood?
Okay, well, yeah, I've already talked about, the heaters and the 28 houses and the volatile organic compounds. But also an important thing to think about is that this gas expansion plant is really designed to support an increase in residential natural gas consumption. And I think that at this time, everybody should be thinking about decreasing residential natural gas consumption and maybe going to electrification within our houses. In addition, gas pipelines that are underground are a lot safer than gas pipelines that are above the ground. And when the gas gas comes through, this is going to come on up above ground. And when gas pipelines are above ground, they leak a lot more than ones do when they're underground. So yeah, we're concerned about the methane pollution from blowdowns and also from the leaks. This methane pollution is bad for us, and it's also, methane is a powerful greenhouse gas contributing to global warming. In the long term, methane can be considered 25 times a greater, more powerful greenhouse gas than carbon dioxide is in the long run.
Beyond just the air quality and hydrocarbons that may be emitted, do you see this kind of project have implications beyond just Marple?
This is going to affect, the air quality of everybody. As we saw with the smoke right in Canada, how that affects us. Any of these expansion projects are going to affect a wider community. It's not just going to be Marple. We're also, we talked about the safety of the community. An accidental release or leak or an explosion at the site would be highly catastrophic with this highly populated area with an elementary school just across the street. This is a residential, highly populated area. It's just not a good fit for this expansion station.
Wow, that just underscores the need to think globally as we advocate for issues like this that are very local. It's been a really hot summer here, and the heavy rains have caused lots of stormwater issues. We're even breathing smoke from fires in Canada, just as you mentioned, and obviously the station and the natural gas that feeds it are contributing factors to the extremes we are experiencing. So, Ted, many people are worried about having a gas expansion plant in their backyard. Are there other risks beyond the noise and air quality that keep you up at night?
Well, of course, as I already mentioned, the potential impact radius is 198 feet, and that defines the potential impact circle. Within this area, of course, there would be significant damage to people and properties if there were to be any kind of a problem. Now, in addition to this 198 feet diameter potential impact circle, there's also a larger burn zone that is up to 600 feet.
When you were talking about this pipeline expansion project, I was just wondering if, in fact, it's needed.
Yeah.
Is there really a need for more natural gas?
PICO is stating that the natural gas need is going to increase 20% in the next 10 years in Marple Newtown. And we have a hard time understanding that because Marple Newtown is already built up to capacity, and people are starting to decrease their fossil fuel usage. People are starting to electrify. They're starting to, use less gas. So to say that there's going to be a 20% increase, we're just not buying that.
So you just question whether this is even needed. And when you look in light of what Ted has been saying, there are certainly a lot of environmental issues, as you see them too, correct, Ava?
Yes.
Okay, Ava, thank you.
And, federally, and, they're all looking at decreasing carbon emissions by 2050. And this just does not seem to fit with that plan.
Doesn't compute for you?
No.
Okay.
You can continue.
Yeah. So as I was saying, it's the PHMSA, which is the Federal Pipeline and Hazardous Materials Safety
PHMSA.
Administration,
PHMSA.
and this is an organization that makes the recommendations for how a facility like this should be run. And there's two things that the PHMSA has defined here that are important. One, as I've said before, is the the potential impact radius, the PIR, which is 198 feet. And also there's things that they call class location units. So you've got class 1, class 2, class 3, and there's actually even a class 4. I think class 4 would probably be like downtown Philadelphia with lots of really tall buildings. Okay. But the class a class location unit is defined as a circle with a radius of 660 feet. And for 660 feet from this facility, we've got a lot of businesses. And let's see, I've got Freddy's Restaurant, several residences, over 70 residences. We've got 14 shops at the shops at Sproul Plaza, the strip mall that's right there. And across the street, there's a gas station, hairdressers, and Rita's Water Ice. Those are all inside our class location unit, making it a class 3 location. And there are other sites not far away that would only be considered class 2 and even class 1 locations. So yeah, there's a lot of better locations than a class 3 location that has a restaurant inside the potential impact radius. Yeah.
Sounds like a problem at this location could definitely result in wide-scale human and property loss.
Yes.
And Laura, you touched base on this a little bit earlier. So would you concur that there is an unacceptable risk by siting this station in such a highly populated area close to like elementary school and eating establishments?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we feel that this isn't needed at all, this expansion program, but if it is going to happen, at least put it in the zoned industrial site, which is not far. It's just down the street. So
definitely. And Ted, do you think there are better alternatives?
Well, yeah. If you take a look at the zoning map of Marple Township, then there is an industrial zone. That's a lavender space in the lower right-hand corner. I believe that the current location is at the top of the orange space, which is an area that is designated as N, neighborhood business. Right. So, yeah.
Laura, if you had a magic wand, what would you do with this situation?
Let's get away from these fossil fuel expansion programs and let's really focus on green, sustainable energy in the future and put our efforts for that. And there's a lot of talk now about carbon capture, and we need to really make that green, not blue carbon capture, which just increases fossil fuel production and continues to promote it. There's a new project that's been really under the radar. It's called Mach 2, which is a huge hydrogen hub that's planned for Philadelphia and Delaware County. And that's primarily blue hydrogen. So would be a whole nother conversation for another time. But I think we need to move away from all that and really focus on green energy.
Definitely. And Ted, I've read that those such as you who have been appealing the decision to place the reliability station in Marple have gotten some results. So what did you do and what were the results?
Kind of like what the Marple Safe organization has been doing in general is we're spreading flyers around the community. We've got our website. We've been organizing protests in the street at the corner there of Sproul and Cedar Grove roads. And then we've been very actively involved in the legal proceedings, both at the Public Utilities Commission and then at the Commonwealth Court, and now back at the Public Utilities Commission again. Let me give you a few more details about that. So, for instance, this all started at the end of 2019 and 2020, but in 2021 was when the first round at the Public Utilities Commission really got started, and at that time, with Marple Safe's education and encouragement, there were 25 official protesters or official Protestants. I'm not sure what I like Protestants better, but it's just kind of like, who officially, let the court know that these are the concerns that they have about the project. And also there are two full service interveners of which I am one of them, one of those two. So in the process during 2021, we had some public input hearings. We had about almost 100 people sign up to talk to the judge, talk to the court, and have their concerns recorded. But at the end of 2021, the Public Utilities Commission, the judge there ruled in favor of PECO, basically saying, okay, we're going to let this project go forward. Well, okay, so that was a problem, but then Marple Township appealed that decision to the Commonwealth Court of Pennsylvania, and in 2022, I went on out to Pittsburgh and let them know about Marple Safe's concerns. And in the beginning of 2023, the Commonwealth Court brought back their decision basically against PECO, again, against the decision-making process at the PUC. And they said that even though this is a 619 procedure, we'll go into that some other time, the Public Utilities Commission needs to have an environmental impact review. And that's pretty much where we are right now. The case has been remanded back to the Public Utilities Commission for a second look at this. And this November, there's going to be evidentiary hearings at the Public Utilities Commission again.
So Laura, what do you see precedent setting has been the result of your efforts, and what challenges do you predict?
Yeah. So I think this case has already been precedent setting. It seems to be one of the first times that the Commonwealth Court has ruled that the PUC, or PAPUC, needs to look at environmental concerns of the community. Mm-hmm. And, especially for the 619 zoning case. So we believe, that this environmental impacts of this expansion station were not thoroughly done in the first place. So challenges we face going forward is raising funds and money for our intervener in the case, to pay expert witnesses, to have the legal fees covered, attorneys, things like that. We do have a GoFundMe that's set up, and we have a great Instagram account.
Right? Yeah, Instagram, right.
So anyway, but we believe it's been very precedent setting already, and we've partnered with some environmental attorneys and others that feel that this is really a big deal as well.
So what are your goals regarding this issue in the future?
The number one most immediate goal is to continue the fight to stop the development of this gas expansion plant at this location. There's the corner of Sproul and Cedar Grove roads, as I've been talking about for the last 15 minutes, is a really bad place to put this facility. But beyond that, there are some other things that we would like to look at, and we would like to engage all the levers of government to force a change in the policy at the Public Utilities Commission. We feel like the Public Utilities Commission needs to stop the expansion of residential natural gas consumption, and so whether we're using the courts that might make a judgment that tells the Public Utilities Commission what to do, or whether we're talking to the governor, who perhaps would do an executive order to address this issue, or even our legislators who would pass some kind of a law telling the Public Utilities Commission what to do. Yeah, I think all three of those need to be taken care of. Yeah.
Agreed. I think we have our work cut out for us, and as a League of Women Voters intern, I'm delighted to be able to raise awareness for this project and what we can do to make a difference. Please go to our website and check out our Instagram page at Marple Safe 2023. And given that money doesn't grow on trees, support of experts and legal advice require donations. So we hope that you can contribute your time and other resources to make a difference. It's Marple today, but it could be your backyard tomorrow.
So on behalf of the League of Women Voters of Radnor, I want to thank Ava Rossi, who has been working very hard this summer to promote awareness of the Marple Safe work and the nearby reliability station coming to our area. We are grateful to our guests today, Ted Ullman and Laura Snyder, whose dedication and passion are bringing environmental and community advocacy into uncharted waters. We hope you'll stay tuned into their website and their Instagram pages to find out more about the upcoming events, about the hearing in November, and what you can do, not only financially, but working with your local politicians to make a difference. We are also most appreciative of the ongoing mainline TV network that plays an important role in helping us educate and inform citizens of what's happening in this region. Thank you to you, our audience. We hope you'll help spread the word throughout not only Delaware County, but beyond. Thank you again.